So what are my thoughts on Fortnite season, whatever the hell it is, but the Star Wars season? Now, as a professional Kusa Saber Duelist top 15, playing since 2017, I think this is pretty okay. Now, why did I say pretty okay? It looked like I was going to say pretty bad or pretty good. That was on purpose, not. Pretty. Let's start with the bad. Pretty bad, why? Well, it's Fortnite, so gay. But two, the reason why it's good, it's because, it's Star Wars. So, we haven't got anything new since Battlefront 2, and you're gonna tell me, well, the Cal Kestis updates, and the Jedi Forest Order, or whatever. Yeah, I don't count those Jedi Order ones. Battlefront 2 is the biggest thing that happened since EA took over, and even then, it was one of the biggest games to happen in that era when it did come out. So, anything that was related to Star Wars, including Fortnite, which we are talking about, had a massive competition being Battlefront 2. But because Battlefront 2 is no longer in the picture, and it hasn't been for a while, people have been looking for the next Star Wars thing, being Battlefront 3, but really anything. And this, Fortnite, has come to the closest. Now, it is Fortnite, so it will have its Fortnite thing. It's a Royale game, which is odd for a Star Wars scene. But it worked out fairly well, I would say. In this season, I've noticed that I took a page from Battlefront 1, because they're literally using hero pickup equivalents. In Battlefront 1, you just walk around and hope that you'd get a hero pickup. This thing, you run around and you pray the hero pickup, the hero spawn, I guess, really, spawns near you, and you basically just take it. And you basically get a lightsaber, and you either get saber throw, whatever the one is for Maul is, or you get one of the 4 or 5. Now, it is fairly nice, the whole process. I don't like the hero pickup aspect. It brings back bad memories from Battlefront 1 and having it stolen, especially since it's a Battle Royale game. If you die, you really die, you can't go back. But overall, it's a nice touch. It's familiar, nice. Once you do get a lightsaber and your force power, look, it's so bad, but it's so nice. Why is it bad and why is it so nice? It's bad because the saber mechanics are bad. If you come from Battlefront 1, if you come from Battlefront 2, or any other Star Wars games, including the gay Cal Kestis ones, then you know that this is garbage. But it's nice because there hasn't been anything related to Battlefront 2 that's been a multiplayer game. This is the closest thing. This isn't a Star Wars game by any means. This is meant to be played as Fortnite Battle Royale. So they tried to keep the Fortnite Battle Royaling as much as possible, but added a fine touch of Star Wars, which, you know what, it kind of worked fine. It's still weird using a scatter gun or a gun with Darth Vader or Anakin. It's always going to be weird, but it's there. It's something different, and the reason why I think it works so well and Fortnite kinda got lucky, is because there hasn't been Battlefront 3. There hasn't been a competitor. Battlefront 2 is its only real competition in the Star Wars scheme, like the Fortnite Star Wars collab, and because there hasn't been anything, people, and you guys are Battlefront fans, so you'd know, we've all been waiting for a Battlefront 3, and I still believe it'll happen, but that's not the topic of discussion. I still believe it'll happen, but there hasn't been a Battlefront 3. And there hasn't been any for a while. People thought Battlefront 3 was going to come out, 2.5 years after Battlefront 2. It's been 8. So we really got thirsty. So thirsty that we just wanted at least some mods, like just skin mods at least for PC users, like anything to make the game feel brand newer, if that makes any sense. So when Fortnite came out with this, it didn't have to beat Battlefront 2. It didn't have to beat Battlefront 1. It just had to be decent. Barely. And the saber mechanics are garbage, but look at everyone. Everyone's having fun. I'm having fun. Now, granted, it's not that fun when you try to use the saber and it locks you and you just die and get spawned to the lobby. That's not really fun. But even though it happened to me basically 9 out of 10 times, I still go and use the lightsaber because it's something new. It's weird, but it's new. I haven't been able to use a brand new lightsaber. I haven't had that brand new experience since Battlefront 2. And no, I'm not going to count the Cal Kestis games, because it's not a multiplayer one. I like going up against somebody with a lightsaber too. It's nice, it's awesome. With Cal Kestis, it's all AI, and just watch the cutscenes, it's fine. But the Fortnite season, this Star Wars season, whatever it's called, I don't know what chapter we're in. We're in like chapter 400. I swear they make a chapter every day. But whatever the season is, I think they did it fairly well under their circumstances. It's not going to be super Star Warsy because it still has to keep that Fortnite aspect of it. But under the circumstance, they did fairly well. Now, what I find interesting is how they were able to have basically any character they wanted. Basically, Jar Jar, Darth, like a Sith Jar Jar, which is odd. So how was Fortnite able to pull off all this randomness, right? Because let's be honest, Palpatine using a handgun is not canon in any way. The reason why I'm bringing this up is how come when it came to Battlefront 2, when they tried to do anything, I mean, Anakin and Obi-Wan being in the game was like a big challenge because, oh, we're going to have Anakin versus Darth Vader? That doesn't make sense canonically. Meanwhile, you have Palpatine using an M16 or whatever it is in Fortnite. That doesn't make any more sense, but they pulled it off. They even have Jar Jar Sith, and they made their own little Star Wars Jedi on Fortnite. That one lady bitch, or whatever she is, they were able to pull it off. So how come Battlefront 2 wasn't able to? I don't know. Maybe it's because now they're no longer restricted to EA, but they will still have to check up on them, right? Because whenever Battlefront 2 did any wanted to do anything, they still had to go any higher ups, and then they would get approved or not. I'm assuming Fortnite did the same thing, or maybe everything gets super loose. I'm not sure, but the way Fortnite is doing things Star Wars wise, they're doing a great job. So any developer who's going to work on a Star Wars game, they should really take a lesson out of the Fortnite book, because they just decided to go all ham. They literally listened to everybody, or they didn't have to, because it's just kind of obvious, but let's assume they did. People wanted Star Wars stuff. They want Anakin, they want Padme, they want lightsabers, they want E11s, blah blah blah. They did it. They gave it to them. So overall, not to ramble a lot, this season is good. If you haven't tried it already, go ahead and try. It'll be very annoying if you have to go up against like all these sweats, but overall it's a nice season. The lightsabers are garbage. Anything related to the lightsabers and their ability are essentially garbage. But also, one final thing before I leave. There's so many things I want to say, but you guys got the overall like 95%, 90% of how I feel. This is going to be the other one. If you're one of these players who has a lightsaber and two people have a lightsaber, you decide to just pull up a random gun midway through the fight, like your lightsaber fight, you are the scum of the earth. I tried to do this with somebody the other day. We were the last people alive. This was a 1v1. I pulled out my lightsaber. I know he had one because he was using it. And we were about to fight saber to saber, and we were teabagging, showing that, like, you know, there's like some mutual respect or whatever, that we're only going to use the saber. We were using it, and then he just pulled up his gun and just lasered me. Like, come on, why do you have to be this guy? If you are, I hope people find out every single information about you, and they try to blackmail you with it. Like, you are the scum of the earth. Anyways, if you're watching, the person who did it, kindly kill. Oh, that's gay. That's so gay.